What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am. And today I'm going to be talking about a company that I already thought was pretty evil that's doing something that's a little bit more evil than even I would have expected. Philip Morris, the company that owns Marlboro cigarettes, is apparently going into a new venture that just seems a little suspect considering they're a cigarette company. Philip Morris is buying an asthma inhaler company, and health groups are suspicious. That's right, nothing says, no, we're not up to anything evil like the smoking company now buying the inhaler company. Regardless, I just figured we could talk about it. Haven't talked about stuff like this in a while, so let's go.
Quiet now, lay low when you reach zone, piping down, making out, stack the bread, 'cause you're
Alright, so I'm gonna be honest, usually I don't really care what companies do, to each their own. That being said, for some reason I do find it just a little bit weird that the company that is known for making tobacco products which give people lung cancer, asthma, all that good stuff, is suddenly wanting to purchase up all the companies that treat the people they made sick. Just rubs me the wrong way. It just feels a little bit gross, you know? Like, hey, Philip Morris, you want to buy a vape company, you want to invest in cannabis, by all means, I totally get it. But yeah, it does feel a little gross to let you give people lung cancer and then also sell them the drug for lung cancer, you know? Somewhere along the line that feels weird. And yes, I know an inhaler is not the same thing as lung cancer, but you guys get the drift. Smoking causes a lot of breathing problems, and it would feel weird to let a cigarette company profit off of breathing problems. Philip Morris International is buying British pharmaceutical firm Vectura in a deal that will see the company synonymous with big tobacco taking over a firm that makes asthma inhalers. The American Lung Association, Asthma UK, and other health groups have spoken out against the takeover. Honestly, I guess I'm not really surprised that the company that is like big tobacco and sells cigarettes is evil, but this is literally the type of move that I would expect like Lex Luthor to make in Superman. You know what I mean? Like, this is comic book villain evil. First, we will sell them cigarettes that give them asthma and lung cancer, and then we will profit off their asthma. It's genius. We will print money. It's like, man, this just feels dirty, bro. Like I said, I'm usually all for companies doing whatever they want, but this is one of those things that I feel like for the good of society you can't have going on. You know, this is basically the same thing as like letting McDonald's also buy gyms and like weight loss companies. Let them make the problem and then also get rid of the problem so they can double dip. It just doesn't seem too fair. Especially because these are the same companies that, lied for a really long time about knowing the downsides of smoking, saying that it was healthy for you. I think we've all seen the things where it's like, this is your doctor's favorite brand of cigarette. That's really what they were about for a long time. I don't really trust these companies at all. And I don't think anyone could call you crazy for not trusting them either. The purchase is the latest reprehensible choice from a company that has profited from addicting users to its deadly products, said the leaders of the American Lung Association and American Thoracic Society in a joint statement. As I said, bro, it's one thing if a company wants to profit off multiple things. This is gross, especially when this is the same company that also has recently been investing in cancer research. Yeah, now that people are stopping to smoke tobacco products, they've invested a lot in, the marijuana industry. They've got Juul and those types of stuff. Not this particular company, but they've invested a lot in vapes. And I'm not kidding when I tell you they literally apparently put $1 billion up to create a smoke-free world. Yeah, the same company that gave all of our grandparents cancer by convincing them smoking was healthy is now like, don't worry guys, we don't like smoking either, patooey. Below is a statement from the American Cancer Society in response to the news that Philip Morris International will fund a new effort called the Foundation for a Smoke-Free World. This attempt by Philip Morris International to paint itself as a public health partner is manipulative and dangerous. It is a new twist out of the tobacco industry's deadly playbook, but nobody should be fooled. It's a continuation of decade-long efforts to paint tobacco's role in spreading death and misery around the world, or paint over. I'm not even going to sit here and say that I think cigarettes should be banned or that Philip Morris should be forced to close because, hey, if you're an adult and you want to do that for some reason at this point, knowing all the risks, that's on you. That being said, it does feel really gross to allow this company to, profit off people getting sick. We have to draw the line at some point and be like, no, you guys can't give people cancer and then try to treat it, all right? You can't give people asthma and then treat their asthma. That's just whack. And yeah, they're trying to paint themselves as the good guy, like, no, we're gonna be treating asthma. Like, yeah, but there wouldn't be as much of it without you in the first place. Most companies, when they mess up and like accidentally hurt people, it's like, we made rollerblades and we didn't realize that our technology could break if you were getting dragged by a snowmobile. We're sorry, and they do a recall, right? The only problem is, like, the cigarette company's mess up was, we accidentally gave millions of people cancer and hid the facts for a pretty long time. Oopsie whoopsies, do you guys forgive us? It's like, I mean, I understand everybody messes up, but you guys tend to do a big mess up, and it feels weird to let you guys just brush over that now. We're funding the initiative for a smoke-free world. We're the reason there's a smoke world in the first place, but we're gonna help stop it. We are deeply concerned that Philip Morris International will use the inhalation service technologies developed by Vectura to make their tobacco products more addictive. We are also deeply troubled that this company could further profit from the disease their products have caused by now selling therapies to the same people who were sickened by smoking PMI cigarettes. Listen, as much as I would love to sit here and say that, like, come on, the company wouldn't use asthma technology to make people more addicted to their cigarettes. Nothing's that evil. It's like, it's a cigarette company, so, I could actually see them being willing to do that. Obviously, they haven't got it yet. Nobody knows that for sure, but this isn't really a company that you can believe at their face value, I didn't really think about it that way, but if people in, a lot of medical institutions are saying that this is a horrible idea, there's too many conflicts of interest, I'm going to hope some government body somewhere will kind of step in and block the deal. And 99.999% of the time, I'm against that. But there's just certain companies that, kind of profit off just doing nothing good for society. And I feel like this company's one of them. And if you let them start to profit off too many things on their, like, draining of people's health and wallets, it's just gross. It's just a little gross. And obviously, this is personal to me. My grandparents smoked and, had issues from it. And yes, I get it. People knew smoking was bad, but these companies do profit off a lot of people ruining their health, and it would feel weird to let them profit off them trying to make it better too. Philip Morris has also repeatedly mentioned its Beyond Nicotine goal of bringing at least $1 billion in annual net revenues from non-tobacco resources by 2025, a plan that includes Vectura. More than 25 health advocacy groups, including Asthma UK and the European Lung Foundation, co-signed a letter urging Vectura's board to reject the Philip Morris offer, calling the company's post-nicotine strategy disingenuous, saying the deal would raise ethical concerns. Yo, I'm all for them getting $1 billion from non-tobacco products, but they really were like, aha, I know the easiest way to do this. We have a lot of research on how much we cause asthma, so why don't we just double dip? They're literally doing the equivalent of a double dip at a party, but just on people instead of chips and dip. Like, imagine someone getting a nice scoop of guac and then taking the wettest, most just disgusting bite of the chip and then sticking it right back in the dip. That's basically what Philip Morris is doing in this situation, and it's like, I'm used to these companies being whack, but this is just a new level of being whack. Honestly, I feel like there's enough products for them in this range that they could make $1 billion not having to buy an inhaler company. It just seems like they're taking the most, controversial way out, or something that they know they have a part in already. I get a bag is a bag, but dude, the lawyers for this company have to be like, the lawyers on television that just basically have sold their soul at this point, that's gotta be the lawyers for a cigarette company at this point. No, we should be able to buy the inhaler company, Your Honor, and not letting us do it would be against the law. Yeah, but you do realize that, it's kind of wrong for a cigarette company to buy an inhaler company, right? And he's like, no, it is not. I am a lawyer and this is the law. Vectura's directors said they recognized the superior cash price in the Philip Morris offer, and they also said the company would benefit from the tobacco company's significant financial resources. It also mentioned its promise to boost research and development and its plans to let Vectura be an autonomous business unit. Advocacy groups had called for Vectura's board of directors to reject the purchase on offers on both ethical and practical grounds, but shareholders will not get a chance to weigh in on the change. I guess this just kind of shows that, business is business and a lot of people will pick a paycheck over everything. What's really interesting to me, as it said later in this article, there was a little bit later, they actually had an offer from another company. It just wasn't as good as Philip Morris. So before anyone in the company's like, well, the pharmaceutical company had to sell. They did have an offer, and look, I understand that when you're selling a company, your job is to get the highest offer, but at some point, you gotta be like, I don't want my asthma research going to big tobacco. But hey, whatever, I guess to a lot of people, the bag's worth it. I just felt like this was one of those things that was just kind of weird, kind of made me feel icky when I read it, so I figured I'd make a video on it. But yeah, on that note, guys, I think that's gonna do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed or didn't enjoy, whatever this video was. If you did, though, then press the like button. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think. Do you think this should be allowed? Do you think I'm overreacting? Let me know. Other than that, subscribe if you're new, turn on notifications. Big thank you to all the members. If you like the intro song, a link to it can be found down below, along with a link to my podcast. Other than that, if you use code SCRUBBY at the G Fuel checkout, you can get yourself a little bit of a discount, so be sure to do that anytime you're over there. And yeah, last but certainly not least, if you want to get the merch, you can check it out, link down below. I'd really appreciate it. And on that note, don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.